The two nations have been engaged in a mounting trade war, which has so far seen them launch fiery rounds of tit-for-tat sanctions on exports between the countries. But as the mounting trade war shows no signs of easing up, U.S. investor and economist Mark Mobious has warned that confrontation could go deeper, as talks between trade negotiators have failed to reach any clear outcome. Mr Mobious, a founding partner at Mobious Capital Partner, China is going to be tough to begin with, and they are not going to give in easily, because you're talking about a £231 million, $300 million trade deficits in China's favor, so they are not going to give up that easily. But I would say, maybe after 6 months they will come to some agreement, and that will be done. But in the meantime, there will a lot of blood on the streets. The two superpowers have engaged in a tit-for-tat trade war. Image, Getty. Zheng Qinghong, chairman of Chinese auto firm GAC Group, told CNBC that the trade war between the two nations could have an adverse effect on the global economy. Mr. Zheng said, "We originally planned to launch our Trump-chi cars in the U.S. by the end of next year, but now with the introduction of the 25% additional tariffs, it has certainly had a pretty big impact on our plans." In 2017, China imported £99 billion, $130 billion worth of U.S. goods, while the U.S. brought in a total of £385, $506 billion. Chinese imports. Businesses have already expressed concerns over tariffs, which they say could disrupt worker visa applications, delay licenses and increase port inspections. An economist has warned that there could be blood on the streets if tensions continue to escalate. Image, Getty. Tensions between Washington and Beijing continue to escalate, with Mr. Trump threatening to impose further tariffs of £203 billion, $267 billion on Chinese products. China hit back at the U.S., applying $50 billion on U.S. goods and threatening to impose another $60 billion if tensions between the two nations do not subside. The U.S. reached a trade agreement with Canada and Mexico on Sunday night in order to revamp their NAFTA deal. Now, President Donald Trump looks set to sharpen his hardline trade policy against China using newly minted treaties with Canada, Mexico and South Korea as leverage. Mr. Trump's blistering sanctions resulted in Beijing retaliating, but the conflict could deepen. Image, Getty. Since April this year, the yuan has depreciated by 8% against the dollar. In the mounting tit-for-tat war, experts warned that Beijing will soon run out of U.S. goods to impose tariffs on, because of China's massive trade surplus of U.S. goods. Experts believe Beijing's retaliatory measures cannot compete with Mr. Trump's damaging tariffs, with the U.S. relying heavily on Chinese imported goods.